Hi, and welcome to Do the Night Thing with Wellness and Health Promotion Services. Today we're going to tell you how to do the night thing if you choose to use alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. It depresses your central nervous system and affects things like reaction time as well as judgment. It also has stimulant properties. At a BAC before 0.08, it has some stimulant properties, so you might feel a slight sense of euphoria or joyfulness. When choosing to drink, there's a couple things to remember that you could get in trouble for. One is possession. So if you're under the age of 21 and you're in possession of alcohol. The other is misstating your age. So if you are somewhere and an officer asks you what your age is and you say that you're 21 and you're not, you could get in trouble for that. Also disorderly intoxication. So you're out and about, you're intoxicated and you're causing some sort of disruption. Also open container. So if you're outside of an establishment and you have an open bottle cup, you could get in trouble for having that outside of an establishment. Here are the consequences. There's fine, possible imprisonment. You could also possibly be arrested. There's an alcohol emergency procedure on campus which states that individuals may be exempt from disciplinary action for alcoholic beverage violations if they call for help with a person with alcohol-related emergencies. It is important to always call for help when you're worried if someone has alcohol poisoning or is in a coma. You should always use a designated driver when choosing to drink alcohol. Designated driver is not the person that is least intoxicated, it is the person that has had nothing to drink. If you choose to drink and drive, you could get a DUI. In some states, it's called a DWI. You will be subject to sobriety tests. If you choose not to take a sobriety test, you will have an automatic license suspension for a year. There are many services like Uber, Lyft, and a cab that can take you home if you don't have a designated driver. If you choose to drink under the influence, you're not only risking your life and the life of someone else, but there are many fines and costs that are associated with a DUI. BAC is the amount of alcohol concentration in your bloodstream. There are several things that affect BAC. One is weight. The other is sex differences. So men at birth have an enzyme in their stomach that help process alcohol faster than women. So men are going to have a lower BAC typically than women. Food, so how much you've eaten. And the type of drink. If you drink beer or wine, you're typically drinking it a little bit slower than if you're taking a shot. Also, if there's more than one type of liquor or more than one standard drink in the drink, your BAC is probably going to be higher than if you drink something with one standard drink. I always get the question, how can you sober up quicker? Time's really the only thing. It's about one drink an hour after your last drink in order to tell when you'll be fully sober. You can also keep track of your BAC using a BAC card. Here's an example of a BAC card. Remember to keep it in the gold zone because those produce the most desirable effects of alcohol. The black zone is where you're legally intoxicated and you might experience blackout, negative consequences because of your alcohol use. And then the red zone is the danger zone where blackout, coma, and death occur. Now remember, this is just an example of a BAC card for a male. Some tips for staying in the gold zone is eat a substantial meal containing protein before you consume alcohol. Drink water or some other non-alcoholic beverage in between each drink to pace yourself and help prevent hangover. Also keep track of how many standard drinks you're consuming. When you're in the gold zone, people usually describe that as feeling buzzed. You might feel slight euphoria, loss of shyness, feelings of relaxation, and lowered inhibitions. It's important to understand what a standard drink is. A standard drink is a 12-ounce beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, or a 1.5 ounce of 80 proof liquor. If you're at a party and there's a red Solo cup, you can use them to tell what a standard drink is. The lines can show you how to pour a standard drink. It's important to know when there's an alcohol emergency. They call it an alcohol emergency because it truly can be life-threatening. How to tell if someone is passed out versus in a coma. Someone that's passed out can be roused. You can get some sort of response out of them. Someone who has alcohol poisoning or is in a coma oftentimes exhibits one of these symptoms. If someone has alcohol poisoning or they're passed out and you're waiting for an ambulance to arrive or you're waiting for them to sleep it off, it's important to put them in the Bacchus maneuver or recovery position.
First, you want to take the arm closest to you and bend it to a 90-degree angle with their palm facing up. Second, take the other arm and bring it across, placing the palm on the ground and resting their cheek against the back of the hand. Hold the head there and keep it stable as you begin to roll them over. Next, you want to take the leg opposite you and bend it to where their foot is flat on the ground. Roll them towards you and place the leg opposite you over the leg nearest to you. Lastly, tilt the head upward to allow for proper airflow.
If you'd like information on any of the topics we talked about today, please contact us at Wellness and Health Promotion Services or any of our other resources we have listed. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like more information, contact our office. I hope that you learned something new today, and if you choose to drink, do the night thing and drink responsibly.